Hello again. Welcome back to Radio Heaven. I've did the first two issues were installments, were kind of tours around the room. Now I thought I'd highlight in a set, pick out something and talk about it. I've got a little set here that I've had for a long time. I think I bought this set. In fact, I don't think I bought it. I think I traded a guy for this set in about 1980. And when I first saw it, I just fell in love with it. Just a cool looking little set, all open, you know, flat panel, sits on the table like this, so the tube's exposed. It's called a Paris Special. It says here on the back, Paris Special, and it was made by TriCity Company in Atchison, Kansas. And there's some kind of odd history with TriCity and other companies. But it's just like I said, it's just a really neat little regen set. It has the Armstrong regenerative circuit. One of the reasons that made them the company interesting to other companies because they had an Armstrong license. But these are very unusual sets. I've had this one for a long time. And then a few years ago, I was at a radio meet, and I ran across another one. And here's another one, very similar. You know, you might say it's exactly, if you didn't look too close, there's a few differences here and there. But the paper, it's the panel on it is, I think it's like pressed paper. It's almost like polished masonite. It's the way the finish is, and but it's very crude. And I don't know if you had, any of you when you were kids had a little toy, I think were very popular in the 50s and 60s, maybe were called Tinker Toys. And you had little round things with sticks and you'd put it together and you'd build things out of them. Well, you look at the center of the spider web coil, that's a Tinker Toy. This in here, and the spokes for the spider web coil are inside of it, but that centerpiece is a Tinker Toy. The one in this one is the very same. I think the one in this one is a red one. But very crudely made. The capacitors in it are compression caps. They have thin sheets like brass shim stock with a piece of mica in between them. You can see the thin mica right there. And the shafts have an eccentric cam. And when you turn the shaft, that eccentric turns and it puts pressure, and it pushes the two plates together with the masonite in between them, and that changes the capacitance. Very, very odd, but it works. You know, it works. It's a whole lot cheaper than, you know, a big multi-plate condenser. It didn't take up near as much room. Pretty slick in the way it works. And I mean, it's a good working regen set. But very interesting with the way it is. I've had to lift this one up there kind of with screws out just for the purpose of being able to show the inside of it. And here again, this one doesn't have all the tag on the back, but you can see enough of the tag here to know that it's the same tag that's on the other one. But interesting little set. From what I understand, TriCity was bought out by a company called Steinite. If you've been around antique radios very long, you've probably heard the name Steinite. Steinite made battery sets on up into the 20s. Well, Steinite bought them. From what I understand, the reason that Steinite bought TriCity was to be able to get their Armstrong license. And here is a Steinite set. Notice the family resemblance? Deeper box, because this one has tuning condensers inside of it instead of the compression condensers like that one. But look at it. I mean, the panel layout's the same. The only thing that's different, like I said, is the depth of the box. But you know, just the insides. The insides are what's different. Nice thing about this one is I happen to have the original box that it came in. The original box is not in very good shape, but doesn't really matter. Got the original box that goes to the radio, so that helps a whole lot. But Steinite made these. But one of the things you may have seen that Steinite made is Steinite made a crystal set. Look at the family resemblance. Look at the box. Not exact, but it's very, you know, it's the same, almost the same size, virtually the same layout with Steinite and a crystal set. Neat little crystal set. I had looked for one of these for a long time, and I finally found one. I think I bought this one maybe my last trip to Rochester. But they're neat little sets. And like I said, Steinite went on to build much bigger multi-tube battery sets, and they had some early AC sets like from 1926 or 26, 27 that were basically battery sets with a power supply built inside of them to make an AC set. And but just an interesting piece. TriCity, keep your eyes out for them. There's a lot to the into the the radio hobby, that can find interesting stuff. And this is just another little piece that just makes them really interesting. I'm going to look at my clock here, see how much time I've got. I said I think I'm getting close on time, but I thought I would show you one more little crystal set while we're here. Here's one that I bought up at Elgin, Illinois. Interesting little crystal set. Basically, very similar, with the exposed thing. But the neat thing about this one, and I'm not sure I can get it close enough for you to see or not, but if you can see the tag on the top. The tag on the top says Lawrence. Wow, when I saw that, I went, that had to be mine. So, I jumped all over that. I've looked for, I've seen a couple of others. My friend Dr. Ralph Mucko, he had a battery set that was made in Elgin, Illinois, that had Lawrence in script on the front panel. Company name was Lawrence. And there's a picture of yours truly sitting with it in the back of my van at Elgin, and was a lot of fun. But that was with Robert Lozier and my friend Ernie Height, and but those were the good old days when you could go and spend days at a meet scooping up stuff. But lots of things, lots of neat stuff out there, unusual things in radio collecting. Hope you enjoyed it for another visit, and we'll continue on.